Welcome back to Empower Indie Podcast. This podcast creates space for honest conversations about health, well-being, and community resources to help people in southwestern North Dakota live healthy, full lives. The Empower Indie Podcast is produced by Women Empowering Women, a nonprofit organization dedicated to connecting, supporting, and educating women to help them become the best versions of themselves. To become a member or learn more, visit wewnetwork.org. Most families don't start exploring senior care options until something changes. But what if there was a way to stay ahead of that? Today we're talking about Northland PACE, a program helping seniors stay in their homes with the care and support they need. We'll walk through what it is and why more people are turning to it. Let's get started. Can you introduce yourself and kind of tell us what you do?
Okay. Hi, I'm Garnet Tisor. I am the Director of Marketing and Outreach with Northland PACE. So I oversee the intake and enrollment in our Minot, Bismarck, Dickinson, and Fargo sites.
Okay. So, for someone who has never heard of it, what is Northland PACE?
Well, Northland PACE is part of the National PACE Association. We are regulated under CMS and the state of North Dakota. We are located in 33 states and the District of Columbia, so we help seniors 55 years of age and older stay safe and independent in their home.
Okay. And then how is PACE different from traditional senior care or assisted living?
Well, we are so different from those that you mentioned. We incorporate a interdisciplinary team, which includes our medical director, our primary care providers. Each site has their own primary care provider. We have nursing staff, CNAs. They're the ones that are going to be in the home most often. They are our hands-on, eyes-on, our participants. We also have a social worker, occupational therapy, physical therapy. We provide transportation to and from all medical appointments and to and from our day center, as well as we have a dietitian for if someone is diabetic or they have to watch a cardiac diet. We have that dietitian that can work with them, and then we have an activity coordinator who we have activities in at the day center as well as outside activities. Now that we have Hobby Lobby here, we don't have to travel to Bismarck because that's a big hit. So that kind of rounds out our team. And the thing that I like most about our team approach is about the hands-on, that we get the hands-on with our participants. But if someone is in need of therapy, physical therapy or occupational therapy, you usually have to stay within a number of sessions with those specialties.
Right.
Where with PACE, we get to dictate how many sessions. So we can do 1 or 2 a week forever, just because we want them to be at their highest level of functioning.
Right. That is really nice. So, what are the biggest challenges seniors and families are facing that PACE is stepping in to solve?
I think it's the caregiver burnout for a lot of families. I know children tend to feel guilty if they do ask for help. And we try to go in there and say, now you can be the child. We are doing this, and we can take that away from you. So when you come to visit, you're not cleaning, you're not doing laundry, you're not making meals. You're the child.
At what point do families typically realize that they need something like this?
Sometimes it's a little too late, which makes me very sad because we can help so many people, even individuals that have dementia or Alzheimer's. We can help them. We just put protocols in place that make them safe. Well, if they are wandering, then we can't. So
Right. So, what does it look like for a participant across a typical week?
it's all individualized care. They each have their own care plan. I always say, just like there's no two people that are the same, no two care plans are the same. So some people, we are in their home 4 times a day. We can do medication reminders. We may help them get dressed or put the compression stockings on, and then at night we may go and do the opposite, get them
Right.
ready for bed. But those are all based off assessments with our team.
Okay. And then what is the role of the PACE Day Center, and how does that fit into someone's routine?
So the day center is a place where they can come and just gather. They can either sit and watch TV, relax in the recliners. Do we have a new pool table at our new center? They can just visit with friends or do crafts and activities like that. The best thing about it is, while we still have our day center at Benedict Courts, we occupy one apartment there, but it's so much fun when you walk down the hallway and you hear all these people laughing and having coffee, just like if they were at home.
Right.
So that makes me very happy to hear.
Yeah. What does independence actually look like for someone enrolled in the program?
Independence, they still have the right. They're their own person, so they can make their own decisions. So if they feel they don't want to take a medication, we have to educate them on what the pros and cons of that is.
Right.
But they ultimately can keep that independence to, um, we encourage that. We, a lot of people say, uh, well, I don't like doing dishes. Well, can you do dishes? Well, yes. Well, then in order to stay independent, you have to do your own dishes.
Right.
So, variety of things.
So for families comparing options, how does PACE financially compare to assisted living or nursing home care?
So the majority of our participants are Medicaid or Medicaid and Medicare eligible. There's about 1% of the participants that are a self-pay premium. So if someone's on Medicaid and Medicare or just Medicaid, they will have that recipient liability that's set by the state. We don't set that. So they would pay us that amount, that recipient liability. Currently the cutoff for them not to have one is $1,197. So anything above that, the state decides what that recipient liability is. For someone that's a self-pay, it depends on where they live and their age group. We have 3 age groups that they will fall under.
Okay.
And then compared to a nursing home, if somebody, because they have to meet that level of care for a nursing facility, which means that they just have to have some diagnosis that would make them eligible to be there at a nursing home, we can save them over half the amount of money per month rather than going into the nursing home.
Yeah, that's huge for families. I think that it's for the patients that I've referred there, that I've kind of gotten reports back on. It's life-changing for them because their families come so that they can hang out with them and do fun things instead of taking care of them. And a lot of the burden is gone for the family, the financial aspect of it, the patients typically if they can't afford things or their medications, they just don't get them. Where I know that your program makes sure that they always have the medications that they need, so that's really helpful too. So, what do you do for the program if their needs change?
We adapt as they change, as their needs change. If someone if someone comes to the program and they're doing fine, they have to have a knee replacement or a hip replacement, and they're not needing, or they need more care than what we are able to provide in the home. We will do short-term rehab stays, but our goal is to always get them back in their home, so then they can be independent again. So
Okay, so what is a story or moment that really captures the impact of this program?
I was just telling somebody about this today. There's a couple of stories. If I can tell 2 of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So one was it was about 3 months after I had started. My very first enrollment was coming out of a nursing home, um, all alone, no family. Kind of was bucking, having to have the people come in. I always tell people, give us 3 months, because the first month is hectic. The second month, you're getting into that routine. And the third month is, okay, this is for me, or this isn't for me. I had to do the 60-day follow up, and it was the day after Thanksgiving, and I was in the office by myself. and I called, and this person said, "Thank you. I've never had someone care enough about me to bring me a Thanksgiving meal."
Oh,
And I sat in my office. It's a good thing I was by myself because I cried. I was just
mhm,
like, that's a simple act
right.
to do something for somebody else. And then um, the second one is when Evergreen was closing down. We
Mhm,
helped get numerous people into apartments so that they were able to be independent. And one individual, I saw this person about 2 months ago. And every time I see this person, they go, "You saved my life." I said, "I didn't save your life." And they go, "No, you saved my life." And it's,
mm,
not that, I mean, we go in and we do these services,
right.
but they're also able to be at home, which means
Mhm,
the most to them. And they came from a basic care
right.
facility, and they were afraid that they were going to go hundreds of miles away. So,
Mhm. And I think that sometimes they get to know people
mhm,
and they have friends, and if they can end up in the same place together, and
mhm.
that makes a huge difference too.
We even had one individual call 6 months after the ones from Evergreen were enrolled in the program, called from the eastern side of the state and said, "I want to enroll in PACE." I said, "Well, it's not as
Mhm.
simple as that, but we got that person back here, got out of an
Awesome.
apartment, doing great."
Right. So, what is the most commonly misunderstood thing about Northland Pace?
There was a couple of things when I first started. People think that we take their house or that we have access to their finances, which we
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Right.
We the only way we would know anything with any finances is if our social worker would help with Medicaid recertification or housing recertification. But
Mm-hmm.
most people, they if they write us a check or whatever, that's the only information that we have.
Okay. So, if someone's interested or has questions, what's the best way to get in touch?
Well, they can call um, any one of our four sites in Minot, Bismarck, Dickinson, and Fargo. For me, they can email me. We're in the process of revamping our website, so give us a couple of weeks and maybe that website will be up, but that will be a great thing for them to look at too.
So, Northland Pace is all about helping people stay independent, supported, and home for as long as possible. If you're curious whether it's the right fit, reach out and start the conversation. Thanks for sharing with us, Garnet.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, thank you for being part of this conversation. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and we will see you on the next Empower ND podcast.